Alright, I think I'm going to download Skype. Just wait for the page to load. Alright, the heck is an RPM? I'm going to get the deb like I'm used to. Wait, where's the software installer? This makes no sense. Huh. I thought I would have recognized it. It's a Linux package. But why wouldn't it recognize it? That is odd. I'll just wait for it to download. What? Okay. Let's see, open with other application. Software install. There we go. Something went wrong. Okay. Maybe I'll try getting it from the terminal. Maybe that might work. So here, sudo apt get update. Enter my password. Apt get command not found. Get update. Why won't it update? Well, if you're used to Debian or Ubuntu, you might be struggling to get through. But today, I'll be showing you how to use Fedora. Hello, Echo Techo here, and today I'll be showing you how to use Fedora 27. Now, if you come from Ubuntu or Debian, you might find it struggle to switch over because you're not going to be using .deb packages, you're going to be using .rpm. And you try going to terminal and using sudo apt-get update, it won't work. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to show you how to install a normal RPM package. For example, let's say we want to install Java. If we go to java.com, they have two different downloads for Linux. So let me show you. So you have Linux x64 and Linux x64 RPM. RPM is a package system for like Red Hat, Fedora, and other distributions based off of Fedora and Red Hat. So we're going to go ahead and click the Linux x64 RPM. Then we're going to click software install. Going to click OK, and then just wait for it to download. Depending on your internet speed, it may take a little bit to download, but it's nothing you can't handle. So we'll just wait for that to successfully download. And then after, it should open the software app. There we go. Alright, then you just click install, and then it's going to install Java. But since we don't need Java right now, since we don't really need Java right now, we're just going to close out of here. And if you are on Ubuntu, you should remember a package system called Snappy. Or Snapped, whatever you call it. Whatever you prefer to call it. If you go on here, you can actually download it. So you just have to open up the terminal first. Then you just type in snap. And then it's going to prompt you, do you want to install Snapped? So if we just wait for that to come up, it'll ask you, do you want to install it? As you can see, our Java is finished installing. We're going to hit Y, and then it's going to download, and I'll get back to you once it finishes. Alright, so as you can see, Snap has installed. So, just going to reopen terminal. And then we're going to see what Snap packages we can install. So we're just going to tap in snap find, and then it's going to find some available snaps. So if we just go into full screen on here, if it wants us, there we go. You can see it has different snaps. See, like Spotify, some other stuff you might be used to, and they also have VLC. It's not listed right here, but they do have it. So, for example, why don't we install Spotify? So, snap install. No, wait, sorry. You have to put sudo snap install Spotify. Hit enter. Type in your password. And then let it install. And I'll get back to you once it finishes installing. Alright, so as you can see, Spotify has finished installing. So if we exit out of terminal and go to all our applications, you're going to see it's not going to show up right away. What you're going to have to do first is you're going to have to restart the OS. So let me go ahead and do that for you. Alright, so we just restart. So now when we go to show applications, then wait for the menu to pop up, you'll see Spotify is in there. We click on that. It may take a little bit to load, because the cool thing about Snap is it basically takes the application you want, it makes a separate partition big enough for the application, basically puts the application in there, and then when you want to use the application, it'll mount the partition, so it'll make the application accessible. It's quite cool. So, but the side effect to that is it may take a little bit to load, but after it's loaded completely, if you don't restart, then it should keep opening lightning fast like it should as a normal application. It's just that first time that takes the longest. So we'll just wait for that to load, if it feels like it. Because you can actually see those partitions if you go down into System Monitor. Wait for that to load, and then you go to File Systems. You see here these partitions that say Loop 0 and Loop 1. Those two are snaps. As you can see, Spotify is loaded, and you can see here it shows type squash. These here, like I said, is Snap. One's the core, and one's Spotify. Just close out that, and you see Spotify's here. So now I'm going to show you how to use the terminal to get applications. Alright, so we have the terminal ready, and You remember how I showed you yesterday how to get RPM Fusion? Well, one of the applications in that repository, which I'm going to use for an example today, is called Simple Screen Recorder. So you just type in sudo RPM in sudo RPM install Simple Screen Recorder. Type in our password, and whoops, that's my error. Okay, so I used the wrong term. It was sudo dnf install Simple Screen Recorder, and then it should start installing. So when you download the RPM Fusion repository, you're going to have to use sudo dnf install, then the name of the application. You don't use RPM. That was my mistake. So we'll just wait for that to install, and I'll get back to you once it finishes. Alright, so as you can see, the installation has finished, so we're just going to exit out of terminal. And then if we go to show applications, we should be able to see it. So we just wait for that to pop up, and then here we go. Simple Screen Recorder. Just so you know, this is what I've been using for these videos. It's really good. So just going to close out of that. And I'd say that's pretty much it. Yeah, that'd be pretty much it for today. That's pretty simple how to use Fedora 27. Once you get used to it, it's just like Debian and Ubuntu. Like a lot of the stuff on here is the same. Like if you use the terminal on here, it's basically the same on Ubuntu. It looks exactly the same. That's all for today, and I'll see you in the next video.